Hello guys, Flashlight Enthusiast here. I hope you are doing well, and today I'd like to share my review and some initial thoughts about the Emisar D18. I know this one has been on the market for quite some time, but I haven't reviewed it yet, and I really enjoyed using this one. So it probably has been in my collection since the beginning, since it was introduced, so over 1.5 years from now on, I believe. And this one is a real photon grenade, as it was once described by a toy keeper at blf.com. So basically, this is another beast from Hank Wong's from Untitled-Outdoor.com. And if you're looking for, this beast pocketable for 318-650 and lots of lumens and great tint, then definitely look no further than the Emisar D18. But first things first, let's see what you get in a package. Alright, so I've got this standard Emisar box from Hank Wong. Model obviously the 18 LED. I've got the SST20 4000K version, which is high CRI, and obviously black color. So let's see what we've got included in the $100 price. As you can see right on the screen, it is available, and for $99 you will get the flashlight. Obviously will be packed in this nice holster. So actually it is quite rare to see a holster from Hank Wong. Because normally Emisars and Noctigon flashlights are pretty small, so for those bigger flashlights, definitely like Noctigon M43 previously, and now the D18 and also the K1 from Noctigon, you will actually get the holster, which is of the highest quality. I cannot really say anything wrong about this holster. Standard D-ring, quality plastic. Now it's got this Velcro loop and standard loop here, so also pretty standard as a holster. The Velcro feel is also strong, and the flashlight actually fits very secure in there. So as you can see, the holster is definitely specially designed for this flashlight. Very nice addition, Hank, thank you for that. Apart from the holster, which is very nice, I repeat, you also have the lanyard and standard double o-ring replacement, so that wears out, you can easily replace it. And I also heard that this o-rings are a little bit of higher quality than the standard black ones. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, it's very nice that Hank actually includes those higher quality ones in his flashlights. Very positive feedback from me, Hank, for this. Alright, and apart from this, there's also some foam if you'd like to use it otherwise. Alright, so let's put this aside and let's focus on the flashlight itself. Alright, let's talk build quality here for a second. As you can see, you get the stainless steel bezel and the price. Actually, you cannot order any accessories like in the smaller models, like the optics and the shorter tube. Actually, you can buy in the process of ordering, you can actually choose different optics. So here I've got a standard one, which is more throwy, but you can also order more floody beam optics. So as you can see right on the screen, there is a small comparison from Hank's website. Although you can order the floody one, I probably wouldn't recommend them, because as you would see later in this video, these standard stock optics are already very floody, so I couldn't imagine really wanting more floody optics, but it is for some of you that will actually need or require that. Aside optics, the build quality is as always excellent. The machining here is definitely superb. The anodization is very good looking, and actually I dropped this flashlight quite a few times, and I haven't seen many chips in anodization. This one here it was probably very small. I couldn't even notice that. And as you can see, this flashlight is 1.5 years old and has been used severely. So definitely very high quality here. Some standard engraving here, high power illumination from Emisar and the model, and apart from that there's no engraving whatsoever. Yes, as you can see, the anti-reflective coating is somehow rosy or violet, which is a very nice addition. Sometimes the manufacturer include like green anti-reflecting coating, and this one actually may affect the beam and give it, you know, this greenish look, and this is not what we desire here. So definitely rosy is much better. Alright, so what I could criticize on my sample is that these edges here are a little bit sharp, just a little bit. They could be machined a little bit more carefully, but apart from that, this knurling here is very grippy, so even if in gloves I can still hold this flashlight very sturdy. And the switch, the Emisar is well known for the best electronic switches. I mean, the tactile feedback of the switch is simply excellent. It's the #1 in my hierarchy, and this is probably the sacred graal of, you know, all the electronic switches. It is not too deep, not too shallow, and the click is so decent. You can feel it. Definitely so perfect for multi-clicking, and obviously it runs undrill, so you definitely would require that operation from, you know, apart from basic ramping, to check your temperature, voltage, and so ever. So definitely the switch is top notch. Alright, enough of that. You can always obviously attach a lanyard here, and the flashlight features some deep cooling fins that are definitely helping to dissipate all the heat, because this flashlight, my sample is about 10,000 lumens, but you can also get some, you know, cooler temperature LEDs that will produce even more, like 14,000 lumens. So it's definitely a very, very powerful flashlight. And as you can see, there are some grooves here that will help the flashlight to stop from rolling and, you know, be stable. So definitely the flashlight features some anti-rolling features, which is nice. I mean, this, you know, bigger flashlights that are quite heavy, you can definitely feel the flashlight in your head. I mean, it is quite heavy because of the not the size, but, you know, the battery used, because this one runs at 318/650, so quite a powerhouse there, which will fuel all those 18 emitters. Look at this, it's simply beautiful. The optics are really small. If you remember, the MF01 is definitely bigger optics, so yeah, size-wise, this is definitely out of its league. This is 418/650, 318/650, the equal number of emitters, but look at the head size and the optic size. But putting this aside, let's show the interior. So definitely you can see the orange O-ring. Lots of grease here, and the threads are really well made. These are thick, square cut, and well greased. So definitely, again, great job, Hank. So there are 3 18650 that attach to this brass ring, and there is this red or orange plastic circle that actually protects the driver from inserting some flat top batteries. So basically you can use flat top batteries with these, but you would probably have to remove this plastic ring. But actually, why bother, just use the button top batteries. I've got here Sony VTC6, I got them from eBay. Maybe they are not the best, but they work just fine. So there's this just a little bit button top of this, you know, metal piece here attached, so they work just fine. As you can see, I got some chips in this plastic wrap on the border, so it will actually suggest there are some sharp edges inside of the battery tube, but as you can see, there are nice beryllium copper springs in there, so definitely low resistance. They are not double because they don't require that, because they are probably the best springs on the market right now, very low resistance and designed for very high current. And here is just simple brass ring, and there are screws underneath, so you can actually access the driver if you need to. Alright, and there's nothing really here to show you more, guys, so just load up the batteries and show you the design and the UI. So it might be the situation again that you know, you can power this flashlight by 1, 2 or 3 batteries, and if you use the flat top batteries, make sure you check it, because it might be that actually one battery only is making contact and other two appear to make contact, but when you put in the charger you'll notice that the voltage of the batteries is different. So it might be that you're loading 3 batteries and actually using only one because of the broken contact. Alright, so screw it down just to the end. Alright, 2 blinks and there you go. And probably this is standard, so as you load the batteries it will enter the maximum regulated mode, which in case of this Emisar D18 is actually around 2000 lumens. So it uses the FAT plus 14 plus 1 driver. So if I'm not mistaken, it has 157135 chips to regulate you know, the 2000 lumens, and then you got the hybrid mode, which is FAT driver, which will actually allow this crazy 14,000 lumens, or in this situation we've got less efficient LEDs but higher CRI, and this will produce around 10,000 lumens, which is still pretty impressive for such a small flashlight. Alright, notice that this will obviously be momentary mode, so nothing, you know, crazy runtime here. It will step down pretty soon, around 10 to 15 seconds, just like the D4 or KR4. So definitely turbo mode is for momentary purposes only, to illuminate something, you know, distance or huge area for a short periods of time, but you get the regulated 2000 lumen mode, and as you can see on the chart here, it actually holds pretty well. So even if you check the turbo runtime graph, you can see that although the turbo mode is really bright and it lowers the output and stabilizes around 1200 lumens, so it's still pretty impressive for such a small flashlight. Alright, so basically when you load the batteries you will get the maximum regulated mode, which is 2000 lumens, so don't be surprised when you actually, you know, from a small distance illuminate something, you turn on the flashlight and you know, oh, it's blinding me, because you entered pretty much high regulated mode. But you can always hold the side switch from off and access some, you know, more user-friendly modes in a smaller space, you know, like this scenario right now. So basically, basic operation is definitely one click from off to turn the flashlight on, then click again to turn off. Obviously hold for the lowest mode, which is pretty dim even for such a higher number of emitters. Obviously when you turn the flashlight on you hold the side switch to ramp up, to ramp down again, and then double tap obviously for turbo mode, which is very very bright and fun to use, definitely. Alright guys, nothing more to add here, not to, you know, make this video even longer. I can talk about it for ages, but I value your time guys, so let's go outside, let's see how it operates in the woods. Emisar D18, 18 SSD20, 4000K, 95 CRI, beautiful tint, evenly spread beam with tight hotspot, very nice. Let's go a bit. Alright, so here the blink indicates the maximum regulated output, which is about 2000 lumens. Pretty decent output for a light that size, but you know what? It's not the max output. Actually, only 20%. Let's bump it up to turbo. Oh wow! Oh wow! This is impressive. This is really impressive. Slightly greenish tint, lots of lumens coming out, over 10,000 lumens. But you know what? It already started to step down. In this pocket-sized flashlight, over 10,000 lumens, but only for about 15-20 seconds. Massive step down here. I hope you could see it on camera. So it dropped. Now it's starting to hold steady, but still I can feel the heat building up. Even with my gloves on, and it's pretty chilly here today, around 4 degrees Celsius. Pretty cold. So the unreal feature of thermal regulation is shining here. The colder it gets, the longer the flashlight will hold the brightness, but still, as you can see, it actually dropped to probably 2000 lumens. And here for comparison, Astrolux MF01S, some lower setting, let's wrap it up, and boom! Oh, holy shit, guys, this thing is a beast. Not only it does reach over 13,000 lumens, but it's also beautiful tint from this SSD20 LEDs. I've got it in neutral white 4000K, 95 CRI. The tint is beautiful, this thing. Look at the colors here. But you know what? This thing is already stepping down. And this is the problem. You can clearly see it, and I can feel it in my hand. I can feel my hand heating up from this flashlight. These SSD20 LEDs are not efficient really. They are beautiful color, but they heat up pretty quickly. So even though this flashlight is a monster in terms of size, it steps down pretty quickly, and now I've got like maybe 2000 lumens, maybe even less. So the turbo mode only for 30 seconds. PT. Now the comparison, Astrolux MF01S versus Emisar D18, both SSD20, 4000K, 95 CRI. Let's do it, guys. Astrolux, Emisar, Astrolux, Emisar before stepping down, Astrolux, Emisar, Astrolux, stepping down, Emisar, stepping down. So the end of the test. Alright, let's sum it up. As you could see in the beam shells and the runtime graphs, this is very well designed flashlight for even dissipating such a crazy amount of heat. Working with this flashlight for over 1.5 years, I can definitely tell you that this is an amazing flashlight with almost no drawbacks. I mean, the only drawback I actually observed is that in my particular samples, the LEDs, these are SSD20 4000K 95 CRI, are a little bit greenish. I mean, I've heard that the beam of the LEDs that Hank actually sourced for this flashlight was with letter B, so this is a little bit below, above the BBL line, and actually the Astrolux in their MF01S, they actually got the better beam, so basically more rosy, less green, but you can actually order some, 3000K LEDs, or really the green in the beam is almost not noticeable. Only some tint snobs like me can actually see that and might be irritated by that, so that's definitely not a major problem. And if you wonder if this flashlight is available in different LEDs, here you got them on the screen. You can also email Hank to change the patterns of LEDs. So for example, order like 4 LEDs in 3000K, then 4 LEDs in 4000K and so on and so on. So mix the tint in your flashlight with different LEDs, and you can also hang to probably install the XPL high LEDs, although I heard that in this particular optic style the XPL high are not the best choice because the beam is simply not focused enough, so definitely that's why Hank offers it only in SST20 version. And as for now, I am recording this video in January 2021. Hank also incorporated the deep red SST20 in this flashlight, so if you're looking for a very powerful red flashlight, then definitely check this out. I cannot criticize this flashlight apart from the the driver, that it could be the Noctigon M43 predecessor, so it could use more of a constant current drive, but maybe in the future, as Hank developed the Noctigon flashlights again, we will probably see the next version of this Emisar D18 with constant current drive and more regulation, but still regulation to 2000 mode will be sufficient for most of the users, so this point might not be fair. I mean, the build quality is excellent, the beam is excellent, perfect for walking down the road in the forest. Still has some throw to it, but definitely illuminates the large area, and this is not the one central hotspot and nothing on the sides, but definitely gradually decreasing brightness to the sides, so very useful beam. And I really enjoy using this flashlight, and can definitely recommend this one to you. As always, new flashlight from Hank Wang's website, intl-outdoor.com. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment below. Be sure to subscribe because more videos are going to appear on this channel. As always guys, thanks for watching, stay safe, and we will see you in the next one.